We've got some bugs that have been in the game for a while now, and we've got some new bugs to talk about, and we've got some more information on bugs we've spoken about recently. So if you remember in our last video, we spoke about how PC players are getting mobile controls in Dandy's World like this. As you can see, they have the sprint button even though they're on PC. Well, it turns out this user said, based on what other people are saying, it may be that any PC with touchscreen functionality is just defaulting to what I assume is touchscreen mobile mode. Disabled the drivers for my touchscreen on my laptop and unfortunately still didn't work. So it seems like computers that have touchscreen features are affected. I wonder if it only happens to Dandy's World or if it's happening to other games as well. The user said they disabled the drivers on their computer and they are still getting the mobile user interface even though they've disabled everything. So I wonder if the Dandy's World devs can do something about that, or I wonder if it's a Roblox issue. Our next bug is very weird. It's to do with shift lock. As you know, in Dandy's World you can't shift lock, but look what happened to this user. They said, I got shift lock after completing a machine for some reason. It doesn't affect the gameplay, but my question is, how did I get it? And here we have the player with shift lock enabled in Dandy's World, and as you can see, with shift lock you can walk backwards, you can do all sorts of interesting movements with shift lock enabled, and they just completed a machine. They didn't do anything special and it just appeared. An hour later they said, I tried to do another solo run because I was scared I would get banned for bug abuse, but it's still here. I do not have it in the lobby, but when I join the game I do. How do I fix this? I'm scared of getting banned. And as you can see, they're on another tune and the shift lock is still there. Like, what is going on? So they're on a mobile device. There's a lot of weird things happening with mobile devices and PCs, so maybe the Dandy's World dev can figure out what's happening. So with our newest Dandy's World update, we got ×2 pumpkins, which is amazing. However, users have reported a problem at the end screen. This user said, is the yellow part meant to be red? I see the letters, but they are so small I can't read it. And they are talking about this. As you can see, there's a yellow section with some text and they can't read it. The text is too small. This is what the text is supposed to say: 2 times pumpkins weekend. And for some people, the text is so small they can't see it, so they don't know what it says. But this is what it does say. So nothing to worry about. Our next problem is to do with Sprout and his different skins. This user said, Berry Beast Sprout levitates slightly. And it is true. If we zoom in on the right hand side, Berry Beast Sprout skin is hovering over the floor, whilst in his other skins, his feet is on the ground where it should be. Just a small problem. Our next problem is to do with Yatta's infected candy skin. There seems to be some inconsistencies in her skins, and players are wondering if it's intentional. This user said, I don't know if this counts as a bug, but my friend pointed it out and felt like I should send it. So they have pointed at Yatta's infected candy skin, and as you can see, the purple line doesn't line up, but in Yatta's other skins, there's a smooth transition from the back of her head to her face. But in the infected candy skin, as you can see, the purple line just cuts off, then starts again in another location, and people, I guess, are put off by that. Our next problem is to do with Twisted Pebble. Players have reported that Twisted Pebble has gotten significantly slower over the weekend, and I've noticed it too. So this user said, video of Twisted Pebble being extremely slow for some reason. From what I see, it seems he gets progressively faster when you stay in his sight. I'm not using any trinkets that can boost my speed, by the way. Let's take a look. So there's Twisted Pebble, and as you can see, he does feel so much slower than he should be. Twisted Pebble, you should barely be able to outrun him, and Discordy doesn't even have speed trinkets, so he's much slower. I've also noticed that in my game, we had a Twisted Pebble and it was very easy to get away from Twisted Pebble. Something is definitely wrong with him. Maybe it's the lag that's going around, or maybe something went wrong with his coding. We all know Twisted AI is getting worse and worse, and the dev team have said they're doing a massive overhaul and are working to make sure the Twisteds are working as intended. This user said, Twisted Dandy gets stuck in this spot once I use a smoke bomb. I know it wasn't lag because I was able to use my medkit and he went back to normal after I placed a Blot Junior. Let's take a look. So there's Twisted Dandy. and they used a smoke bomb, and Twisted Dandy is stuck in this position that should not be happening, and it's happened after they use a smoke bomb. Very interesting interaction, and they said once they placed a Blotch Jr., Twisted Dandy started working again. Like, what are these interactions? Dandy's World is definitely going through a phase right now when it comes to Twisted AI. Very interesting. Our next bug is to do with Eclipse and her little red skin. This user said, I'm glad they fixed Eclipse's arms, but why are her glasses solid now? Was this intentional? So on the left hand side, this is what Eclipse looks like right now. The glasses are solid and her arms are fixed. On the right hand side is what Eclipse used to look like. As you can see, the glasses are see-through, they're transparent. So players are wondering if the dev team intentionally removed the transparency in Eclipse's glasses and made them solid. I prefer them see-through, they look so much better. Maybe Eclipse's glasses being opaque is more optimized than being able to see through them. So that could be the reason. And of course, there's been a lot of lag. Everybody's been experiencing it. Some people are saying they only experience it on the dial floor. Some people are experiencing it on every floor. I'm sure it's a Roblox issue, especially with the servers being unstable as of recently. But yes, everybody's getting lag problems.